Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mark Philpott. I'm a 57-year-old professional athlete, and today we're going to be talking about running shoes. Okay, so welcome back, and in this episode we're going to be talking about running shoes, in particular the Asics Novablast 3, and I'm going to talk about my experience with this shoe after using it now for several months and how I feel about it. But before we start talking about the Asics, I've got to show you the journey that I started with. So I started running about 6 months ago, and this was the first shoe that I started using. This is called a Charlie. I live in Mexico. This shoe is a Mexican brand. Like most other, or 99% of other running shoes in the world, they're made in Asia. And I bought this shoe for $40 US. And I've got to say, I fell in love with this shoe. Yeah, I was back into running after about 20 years of not running seriously, and I absolutely love this shoe. It's very lightweight, it's got a great upper, breathable, and for me it seemed to have really good cushioning in the sole. So yeah, fell in love with that. And then I progressed to the Nike Revolution 6. I thought I'd progress, but I didn't really like this shoe at all. Very, very stiff after the Charlie, and yeah, I haven't done too many miles in this shoe. But I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and there's a lot of professional foot reviewers out there on running shoes, and I decided to go and splash some money on some of these new hyper shoes. Now, I had never, before buying these Asics, I had never used these new generation of super shoes. So I was really interested to know what it was going to do for me in my running. So I went out and I bought myself a pair of Asics Novablast 3, and you can check out my other video about the day I went and purchased these shoes. So again, I'm in Mexico. These cost me around about $225 US here, so a massive jump up from my $40 Charlie to these $200. Now, like a lot of people, I can't afford to spend a huge amount of money on running shoes, and I'm not a person that has all these shoe rotations going on. I run every single day. In fact, I'm a professional ultra runner, and for me, spending this kind of money on a shoe is a very, very big investment. So I was really interested to see how this shoe was going to perform for me. Now, like a lot of people, they say they do a first run review, then they do a 100-kilometer review after that. I have no idea how many kilometers I've run in this shoe since I've had it. I've had it for a couple of months. I run every day, so you can probably do the maths on that. But I've got to tell you what, the first run that I went in these shoes, it was absolutely amazing. The amount of bounce and spring was just incredible from this incredible FF Blast Plus foam sole that they have. It was just really incredible. In fact, it was so incredible that it was actually uncomfortable, if that makes any sense, because I wasn't used to having that amount of bounce in my running. So I think one of the things that it actually helped me to do was to improve my running form and my cadence, because I was running differently in these shoes. And that's something that I've found as I've got more and more used to these shoes. My form has really become a lot better, and I feel as though my running technique has changed dramatically, not only because of the strength and core exercises that I've been doing in my training, but also because of the shoe. And that's not something that you put down to changing shoe a lot that has an impact on your running. So that's a real positive for this. So yeah, quickly going through the shoe, the upper is really nice and breathable material. I live in Cancun in Mexico. It's hot all year round. We're in winter time at the moment. It's still 30 Celsius during the day, or 84 degrees Fahrenheit. So having a shoe that's really breathable in this climate is really, really important. And I have no problems with these Novablast 3 from that perspective. It's got a very good lace-up system. I like a tight lace-up system. The tongue is very good and strong as well. And once you're in there and you're locked in, you feel really, really secure. And I've had no problems with my foot moving around at all. The midsole's got a good drop there as well as far as the stack height. And I found, because I haven't run in any of these super shoes before, I found this to be a really great new running experience. And I'm not a heel runner. I land on my midfoot towards the front of my shoe. So having more cushioning in this area of the shoe has been really important for me, and this shoe is doing really, really well. So again, I haven't got any wear on the heel because I'm not a heel runner. And yeah, I really like the way that this midsole is made and the amount of support and traction I get from that. Now I'm using this shoe for everything that I do. So I'm doing my tempo runs, I'm doing my speed work, I'm doing my easy runs, and I'm doing my long runs in this shoe. I haven't raced in them yet, but I intend on racing in this shoe because I just love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic running shoe. Is it worth the investment of $220 US for me here? Well, I've got to question that a little bit because I think the running shoe brands are just ripping us off. And I watch a lot of these people that have got all these different shoes in their shoe rotations, and I just think, why are we spending so much money on running shoes? Is it better than a $40 pair of running shoes? Yes, of course it's better than a $40 pair of running shoes. And these shoes lasted me for 2 or 3 months, so I didn't have any problems with the durability of these shoes. And you can see from the wearing out of these shoes on the forefront where I land, you know, it's gone down quite a bit, but probably at the end of its life. Whereas the Novablast, there we are, I'm still getting really, really good tread from these Novablast. So yeah, I think the investment is worth it. I think these shoes are going to last a lot longer for me, and I think they're going to be more versatile in terms of all the different things that I can do in this running shoe. Now, one of the important things that I do want to point out that I've become aware of is everybody's genetic makeup in terms of how tall you are and how much you weigh has a big impact on how you feel in a running shoe. I'm 187 centimeters tall, that's 6'1" in the old language, and I'm around about 187 pounds at the moment in weight. So the way that I use this running shoe and the way that it works for me is going to be different to somebody who's 5'7" and 160 pounds. So that's something to really take into consideration when you're assessing a running shoe, is what your genetic makeup is, because I know people that have run in these and they don't like them. Not many people, but there are people out there that don't like them, and it tends to be the more heavier runner. They don't give them just enough support. So be very mindful of that when you go and buy a new running shoe, because you might get a recommendation or see something on YouTube like I'm doing now with this shoe, but because of your genetic makeup, it may not be the right shoe for you. But for someone of my height and my weight, yeah, fantastic running shoe. It's been a lot of hype around this shoe. There's a lot of people that have said this has been the best running shoe of 2022. For me, I agree. Out of the 3 that I've tried in my short time in running, it definitely is the best running shoe, and I'm going to stick with this one throughout my whole shoe rotation, because I've only got this one in my shoe rotation. So there we go. That's my review on the Asics Novablast 3, a great running shoe. And if you're in the market at the moment for a new running shoe in 2023, maybe you've made yourself a New Year's resolution that you want to get out there and get fit this year, nothing wrong in spending a bit of coin on this particular shoe. So there we go. That's my review of the Asics Novablast 3, a pretty fantastic running shoe. Love running in it, love doing all my different sessions in it, and going to be keep using it throughout this year. Okay, well that's it for this video, folks. If you like my videos, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the little subscribe button. I'll be back again soon on my channel with a whole lot of other videos about my upcoming running challenges, and also doing some more product reviews. So until then, stay well, stay fit, and get out there and go for a run. See you soon.